record on this computer. Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday marketing call. My name's Lee Honish. Feel free to type in your questions if you're following us live. If you have any questions, go ahead and email. As always, if you have any questions or you need help with marketing, just type in help and text it to 858-663-2537, and I'll schedule a time to help you with your marketing. So this started on Wednesday or Thursday with this lovely little Facebook thing when Richard Galloway approached me and said, hey, I need some help with a property that he's got, Santa Clarita. And I said, okay, let's take a look at it. So he pulls this up, and it's not like any of the pages that I have, and he makes me an administrator on it, or et cetera, et cetera. Oh, I believe this is it. It's one of these, whatever the case. So I get on it and I'm looking at it, and I had known that Facebook had changed sporadically, but from now on, out of the gate, when you start any new page, you automatically go into this new Facebook mode. And that's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at new Facebook mode. This is their new page. In fact, when you set up a brand new page, it isn't done the traditional way anymore, and it actually warns you about it. You start over here in Pages, then you click on Create New Page, and it's nothing like the old setup. Nothing. It's a blank template where you fill out information on the left-hand side and go through 3 steps. Once you get through those 3 steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, test page. I have a lot of these now. Category will be marketing. Why not? Let's just make it fun. Okay. You can put up to 3 there. This is now your bio. This is not where you get to put anything about your company. This is an awesome place to visit. You only get like 50 words that go underneath this thing. This is ridiculous. Okay, so before you had a little spot where you could put information about your company, and you'd have several hundred words. Instead, now they feel like, because they give you 2 lines, which is the title line of my awesome marketing page, right? Whatever it is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, Marketing Street, Marketing USA. And that's only got a certain number of lines. Then your bio, then the location, then you create the page. Okay. Then you go through this next redunculous step. It's slower than molasses now for no reason. You've got to put in a website, a phone number, an email. Okay. If you don't, that's fine, right? You can go back and do them. It wants your location and your hours. Again, the blue bar of success has got to be in place to make it work. If you do not, you will never, ever, ever. Oh, by the way, you got to add 1 to everything now for making sure it's got whatever they call state dial, or however that works. I've never seen it where you had to do that on US calls, but they like the 1 now for whatever reason. Cool. As many of these as you can fill out. Then an address, marketplace, Marketing Street, Marketing USA. No. I don't even know if it's going to let me have that, but let's try it. Apparently it will. So always open, then click next. Again, you cannot do any marketing until most of these blue bars are knocked out. You just got to knock out as many blue bars. And then you have to go back and clean out the blue bars you didn't do before. Uh, so you got to put in marketing photos. Doesn't matter what they are. I'll use these for the sake of discussion. Stephen Rue's property here in Las Vegas. Then a cover photo. How about Canelo and Triple G? How fun is that? Make them the cover. There you go. You can now add an action button, which is super cool. That's brand new. Get tickets, sign up, book now. My advice is call now, because most people look with their cell phones. And when you click on call now with the cell phone, it automatically dials on Android and iOS, or email. Do not get sucked into the WhatsApp, because you will be spammed by foreign sources that you will never be able to deal with. Or unless you've got to learn more to a website, right? If you got to learn more to a website, I'm good with that. And I'll show you what the results of that look like. But my preferable choice is call now, especially if you're doing a property. My second choice would be email. My third would be learn more, right? This is new. Watch now with a video. Like, they've included a lot of stuff. This is really super cool. I may experiment later and try reservations for people to do free marketing calls. Everything, like, these are all brand new apps. You used to be able to have like 4 or 5 options. You can now go to sign up forms. They've actually got drip lines built in. They're trying really hard. But again, it's all untested. And if they don't like it, they'll just get rid of it next week, which is so true about this company. So in this particular case, we'll go with call now. So you get a big blazing call now in the middle of your page. Again, please always remember 1, or you will go insane trying to, right? Got to remember the 1 when you're doing, this is way old school almost. And they'll say it's because of international calls, but how many of us really do business internationally if I say I'm from the United States? But whatever. All right, so you got this first part working. Take a look at my mouse and how slow it's kind of moving around the page. That's not because I'm using Zoom or anything else. This is a very slow, brand new system. When you type things, it'll jump to the next line. There are flaws in the system. There's a lot to be said about how chunky and bad this whole thing is. All right. You still must invite friends. Okay. Doesn't matter. They're not going to let you off the hook. This is still very much a thing. But look at how slow this is running. I am at 300 millibips a second. Now it's got a technical error. That's fun. Cool. I don't want page notifications. Click done. The page is not done being built, which is mind-boggling at this point. Now it's uploading it into its brand new system. No, I'll give you the quick tour because it's hilarious. I'm going to take the tour real quick. They seem to like this, right? First of all, you switch into the profile of 1234 Marketing Street, Marketing USA. I've got to fix all that, right? So you now switch between your profile and the page. It's really important to remember. You no longer act as Lee Honish working on 1234 Marketing Street. You operate as 1234 Marketing Street, Marketing USA. Now, this goes back to how we share into groups. Lee Honish shares information into groups, but they've now made a page a private entity. And I suspect this has more to do with having too many profiles with too many people and trying to make these more like profiles with more action on them, since everybody's a pseudo celebrity these days. So they want something a little more efficient. And I think this goes back to the integration of Instagram as well. Now you have to go to a manage bar. The tools aren't on the left-hand side. It's pretty ridiculous. You have your own unique feed based on your topics or what you follow and what you like and what you look up. So as 1234 Marketing Street USA, I can now go into a Facebook feed that is unique to 1234 Marketing Street, Marketing USA. If that doesn't make sense, I'll show you here shortly. That's a thing. So the first thing that really jumped out at me is, so I've said that this is a marketing website. So let me look at my feed, even though I'm brand new. So it's going to make suggestions of what my feed should look like, right? Like follow Bill Gates, follow Tony Robbins. Let me give it a good, Gary V. Instagram for business, Gmail. Cool. Now I've given it suggestions and it should give me a feed based on those. There you go. Now I have my own unique 1, 2, 3, 4 market. I am now operating as 1, 2, 3, 4 Marketing Street USA. Okay. They have now made it a true person who can interact on Facebook. Before it was a page. It now behaves like an actual person, if you can believe that. This thing's not done. It says it's in good health. It's lying. You actually have to go in and make changes to it. And to make changes on this thing, which is mind-boggling enough, you have to write a welcome post. You have to link the things that it doesn't have, right? So done, new page. Nobody's seeing this, so it's fine. There's my welcome post. I'm not going to have a WhatsApp, even though it's going to force me into it. See, this whole thing is about trying to get you to use Facebook Meta applications and Meta futures. I think this also has a lot to do with the future of Meta. It's got a lot of virtual stuff. They really want you to use the WhatsApp. And by the way, you can't back out. You can't click the back button. It's not letting me out. It's buggy as crap. I have to literally leave to get out. It won't even let me click the Facebook button in there. This is all brand new. So click see more. All right. Those two bars aren't complete. You can't do any marketing. You can't do anything with it, period. Okay. So right here, this doesn't apply to my page. Skip and mark as complete. Boom. Until those 13 steps are complete, you can't even go to the next step. By the way, clicking the back button doesn't always mean you'll make it back. There's some fun stuff for you, huh? All right, now I'm at excellent page health. And by the way, you can check this along the way. I am now at excellent page health. So to manage this, you now go into a professional dashboard. So if you thought it was confusing before, take a look over at the left of everything that they've tried to include but the kitchen sink. And they have. And that's just to set up your page. That's not going into an ad center. That's not doing regular posts. That's all easy. But you actually have the Meta Business Platform, this bad boy. This is the business suite. This is their pride and joy. And inside that is all the tools. Here's where you can actually do all the changes we talked about previously. So now you got to go 3 steps deep to get into here. A lot of stuff. I could probably do an entire day on that particular topic. Now, let's back out of this. Now that you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 Marketing Street, Marketing USA. I don't even know how to delete these pages, which is crazy. So the first one I did on this particular topic was for Stephen Rue, who wanted me to set up a page and do marketing for him. Well, I spent several days learning how to use this awful, awful device, and I'm not a fan of it. Don't get me wrong. There are things about it that I really like, and there are things about it that I really don't like. The first thing I really like, at the top of the page, you get this little featured section that I think is very cool. By the way, this switch button doesn't work. The switch button up here works, and sometimes it'll pop one up here. But you see this thing where it says switch into the profile so you can look at the back end? Doesn't work. I'm not switching over. It won't switch me over out of 1, 2, 3, 4 Marketplace. How crazy is that? It's bugged. It's super buggy. It's not slightly buggy. It's really buggy. Now I've switched over, and I am now operating So this is like what the Supreme Court said, businesses are people. Well, your page is a person now officially on the internet. Well, at least on Facebook and Meta. So the first feature that I do like quite a bit is the featured section. You can now manage and put multiple featured links or posts at the top of the page. Uh, I like that. I like that a lot. I still think you should share and try to make this work as naturally as you can to get all that stuff up, right? And put all the information up. Now, you can't really get good insights directly on here like you used to. No, they force you to go over to your little insight link now because it's still also buggy. So I had this as it took me a couple of days to learn how to do it. I think we basically started to run it by Friday, Thursday or Friday, and we got the ads up and running for the weekend. So we were able to get his post or the property reached to 2531. We had 200 people. We had 12 engagements. We got 24 new followers. The new follower thing is really shocking to me. And I saw this phenomena on Diana's too with this formula. I haven't looked at Fred's numbers, but people who follow and like these are not people out of the group. So I would be very interested to go back, and I would personally look up these people if they like this page. Certainly post engagement people, I could go back and probably do something with that. But more or less, I did ads, I did posts, I did all the same formulas we've talked about previously. I think Lori and Fred both got about 3,000, 10, and 1, right? So it's always the same sort of, I got about the same result. That so they haven't changed the algorithm per se. They've changed the structure of the overall account, which means as a human being, all of you, unless you've swallowed Facebook silently, uh, your odds of setting this page up, and this is why Richard called me. I'm like, this is crazy. Like the change out was so crazy because initially they just made a few changes to Facebook. Like they were integrating the template slowly, which I understood. And then one day they just switched it all out to this system. And it's a crazy system. It's really a crazy system. They claim that they've grandfathered in all the information from, yeah, I don't care about the news feed. They claim that they've grandfathered in all the information from all your previous pages. So all of these pages or anything that I've created should not be affected. They claim that there are a few things that have been affected. And the last thing I'll end on is to show you guys that that formula still holds up. They haven't changed the algorithm or the way the data is seen. And I'll do it with Lori's because I did a, why? Oh, I know why. This is that whole thing. You got to be in the right profile to see the right things. You'll see, you will have created things that you can't find. It doesn't bounce back and forth. It doesn't know that Lee Honish is all of these things for some reason, which makes me somewhat mentally insane, but that's okay. You really have to take extra steps now to get to a page, which to me is extremely frustrating, but I guess we're all moving into the metaverse. 6845 Historic Legacy Court. And again, she's been completely integrated. We ran all the marketing. Now, see on hers, it does show what her boosting and her advertising did, right? The top number is always your organics. The bottom is your boosted. Nothing's changed about that. So keep that in mind. The insight is interesting. I've been toying with that call now, email now. and formula of going to the website, right? So this is a more refined page, which we don't have on the other page. Now, it could be based on the age, but this little quick update thing is super cool. The new people who liked it, your results from the stuff you, right? We had Friday, the big push was on Saturday for an open house, and then she had one on Monday. So we ran this comprehensive sort of thing. It'll tell me what's going on. My reach is up, my paid reach is down. Okay, I can live with that. If my Facebook page reach is up, that means organically, I would like these two numbers to be the same. This is the biggest deal to me. And the reason I show you exactly the setup that I show you is, look, you can pay anybody to put an ad on Facebook and they can claim whatever they want to claim. They are doing nothing different than what I'm doing right now. 100%. Okay. They don't know anything special. They don't know anything new. They don't. Okay. They were just completely stunned by this whole thing, just like I was. And I guarantee that when you look at their results, your paid reach will say, oh, you did 100,000 paged reach, right? And your Facebook organic page reach will be like 100. Well, they're not focusing on that, right? That's extra work that they have to put into it. When you're creating your page, it should be an equal share of organic sharing to groups and pages, your personal profiles, right? And an equal reach. This is the first time I've seen where Facebook is not punishing you. In the past, they used to punish you. The minute you paid for a paid reach, or what they call a boost, this number would dramatically go down. My older stuff, like the paid reach would be through like non-existent, and it would be all organic page reach, right? The minute I started boosting, it would go the other way. I think the easier way to show that, I'll show what it looks like on FightNet Radio, where it's almost a straight 50-50. But again, it's using that same formula that you guys should use. And this, as you know, is only about 3 weeks old, right? So this thing is reaching, based on the math, could be wrong, 35, let's call it 36,000 people specifically in Vegas on this one property. That's important. Okay. That's the game for marketing in the current market when you're trying to find buyers. Buyers are hard to find, especially if you're talking $1 million properties, $700,000 properties. This was a $300,000. If this property was $300,000 in its current condition, I guarantee there'd be no issue selling it. Maybe not even at 4 or 5, right? But there is a cutoff number now that is causing people to not look at properties. And certainly days on market has something to do with it as well. Now, to get out of all of this, I have no clue. They say you just click home and you should show up, but that's not true. You stay in the Meta Business Suite. I'm actually off of Facebook. I'm in business.facebook. As strange as that sounds. So I literally have to back out by clicking and reloading the original Facebook to get back to where I started, just to be on the main page and take a look at it, if that isn't crazy enough for you. So that's the updates on all of that. And they've made these to literally everything. FightNet Radio has a lot of advertising. It runs the same formulas. Again, I have to switch to be a part of that page, but I want to show you the difference between organic and paid. And that is a huge deal. I think the insights are much better. They will tell you your traffic and location, right? I think that's great. It'll tell you your top performer. I think it's all great. This page has been running for a very long time. It'll actually tell me men to women. It will tell me locations. Apparently, we're huge in Turkey and Pakistan, which to me is still the craziest fact I know about my show. USA ranks right below that. And this is all on recent people coming to the page. We used to joke, Egypt was one of our biggest audiences. So go figure. You also could check your paid promotion otherwise, but I really, 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 really like knowing my post engagements. And these are what you're looking at is sort of my 1 week snapshot. I've got it set up for once a week. I like it that way. But and you can tweak that when you go into the business center. I mean, it really does want you on the Meta Business Suite where it does most of its heavy lifting. By the way, I'm clicking it, doesn't go right away. Sometimes I have to double click. Now we're back to that insight page. Yes, 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 yes. It wants to tie my this is also trying to tie Instagram and the Facebook page for both of them together. It's right. Allow access. And it also wants to do one big giant email box for everything as well, which to me is equally crazy. It wants to dual manage accounts. It wants to do everything. It is the integration of Instagram as I had initially thought. I didn't notice it till here, but it's certainly looking that way. But the algorithm itself seems to be working. So we did 10,000 views last week. What I care about, again, is the same thing. My paid reach, my Facebook reach. We live and die by our Facebook reach. We have an organic audience, a huge one. But I pay just enough to bring in new people, right? And I also occasionally try to add new people to follow and like the show. And what's that mean for you and your business? All right. So for Historic Legacy Court, I built a very, very basic website. This is 6845 historiclegacycourt.com. It is a single page WordPress website. If you are not capable of building them, I don't know what to tell you. They cost maybe out the door a couple $100. 200-300 max is all you should ever pay for a website. You can get more bells and whistles. I think I did this one because I did some of the work myself. It would be way more expensive, but it's a very simple, clean website, right? Photos, updates, of course, MLS information at the bottom, links on going back to Facebook, contact, which in this case would be to her email. So if I click it, it automatically goes. And of course, a phone number at the top of the page. That's it. You guys overcomplicate websites. To me, it's the most amazing thing on the planet, what people pay for when it comes to websites. I just watched a YouTube video about a home search app that you had to try. And you want to know what it was? It was that stupid plugin for the MLS just on the front page of somebody's website. So they were paying YouTube advertising here in Vegas, this slick little video, and all they're really doing is pushing them to the website to go look at other people's properties. Okay. You want my opinion? Get a property that's been on the market for too long, do a single page website, do a Facebook page, do a little bit of advertising, spend 30 days pushing it and getting as many leads as you can. In this market, that is your most successful formula right now. Keep pushing marketing pieces out, right? Monster marketing pieces out. Start meeting people who've missed payments. Start doing that kind of content online. And just follow up with them. And so I was checking how Lori did over the weekend because I did do phone numbers, emails, and then I switched over to the website. Just so you know, when it comes to Jetpack, unless you go into Jetpack and set this correctly, because trust me, it's not 4:33 in the afternoon right now. It's 9:33 a.m. It's ahead. The bulk of this was yesterday. Some of it was today, but it all started right here, right? So I switched late Sunday, got it into place with the marketing and the sharing. So Monday, and then probably about a half of this. And this is your dictator on it, right? It's coming from Facebook. You can see where the switch started to occur from the referring source. But the exciting part, because I did that, it got its first organic Google search. Ooh. If I had gotten this property when it first went on the market, Probably could have done more. Probably would have been priced correctly. I'm just going to say that. But there's a lot that went into the back end. The SEO on this is very good. The layout, it's a very simplistic layout. I'm able to make quick, clean updates on it when I want to. So now I've got a website that's now getting Google searched. I've got people coming from Facebook, because if you don't know this, people really do think if you have an actual website that does something like this, you have a level of credibility. I will keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. When you don't have a website for you or your properties, i.e. one or the other, my opinion, it should be the property. Nobody's searching for you. Very few people know you. It's much better to have a website for a product than it is for a person that is not creating content. Now, if you're creating content, then by all means, you should have a website for you. In fact, I've gotten rid of, just to be perfectly honest, I've gotten rid of all the Lee Honish sub websites, like Honish.io no longer runs, but it's still indexed. Perfect Blue Studio, which was my original marketing company, doesn't have a website. They're just wasteful, because having a website that's just parked is not a website. It's a billboard that's having, the picture peeling off of it. Like, if I don't do anything with this website, it will sit indefinitely doing nothing. Does that make sense? It's like taking a picture and sticking it in the backyard and nobody ever goes to look at it. That's what most websites are. People don't understand. If it doesn't have traffic, then what's the point? If people aren't coming off of Google, what's the point? Right? Wait, not historic legacy court. I'll show you with home advocates. Now, we all know this. We've talked about this repeatedly. What makes Home Advocate special is the fact that it indexed to Google so quickly as a search pattern. It adds credibility. The highest percentage of activity that we get by far. I got to do so many updates on this website. So frustrating. Look, I don't look for thousands of people on this website every day, just consistent. And the things I care about, I want to see them coming in from the search engines. I want to see them coming off of Facebook constantly. We have big days, but again, if I were to run anybody's website here, I'm not putting out like really hardcore home advocate content. I mean, I am, but I'm really not. I mean, it's very low key as of late, certainly over the last week. There's never a 0 day. If you can go look at your numbers and you could safely say, oh, I've never had a 0 day, you got a good website. But I know the truth. You're going to have 0 days. I will show you what a 0 day looks like with my own stuff. If I don't put content up for the boxing program or this boxing website, I have 0 days. Okay. And to me, that is extremely frustrating, which is why I don't put a lot of effort into this. I should probably hire me to go and do this. This is more of like a labor of love, but I will show you what a 0 looks like so you can see it. This is a very simple, clean one-page website that we built for our boxing show. It's got a news feed. It's got a way of, what all the fights are that are coming up. But the reason I say that, if I don't change the content, I get 0 days. See these? These are 0 days. By the same token, when we have big fight weekends and we add content and we're online, we have huge days. This is important. This is a big lesson, because if you don't know, this past weekend was Canelo Triple G. We started our coverage on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we were putting things online. Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, from basically 0. We didn't really start on Tuesday. Let's talk about what Monday was. 0, 1. We started our coverage. We increased our content. We increased our content big. We did live and increased our content before that. And then we put out our new show. And if we don't put out new content, nobody goes to the page. That's a big lesson on all of that. I hope you take it all to heart. And I am happy to answer any of your questions. Wait, I'm going to stop the recording right